Okay, and just like that, we are on to our final restoration video. So in this video, we're going to go over all the mechanical things that were done to the car to get it up to optimal operating condition. I guess we will go through each of the things that I replaced, and you can watch the video montage here on everything that I did to get this thing running as smoothly as possible. Cruising right along here. So we have axle in, brand new ball joint. You can kind of see there. Brand new bushings that are not broken and ripped. And best of all is we have, there we go, OEM Honda M-Links for the sway bars. Not the ones that were on there before that were cracked and completely falling apart. So we'll get that on, and then just about finished. Oh, and I have a new stud. So now they're all not broken. All right, we're finishing up here. Coming around the home stretch, we got everything back together. Just need to put the rotor screws back in, which I have a couple on order. But this side is torqued to spec and done. Okay, so it's pouring rain, and I have a few minutes, so I'm gonna start emptying the oil out of the RSX. And I'm curious to see how bad it is. And I'm finishing up the maintenance on the car now that I'm almost done with the restoration. And let's take a look. Taking a look underneath. Everything looks pretty good. It's clean, no rust. That is black. It's like the O-ring is stuck on there. So we get that off and put some new in here. All right, taking a look at the engine bay just to recap everything here. So obviously we did new fluids. We got new oil, easy stuff, wiper fluid, new power steering fluid, new brake. Clutch didn't need to be replaced, so we left that the way that it was. We have a new engine air filter in here. Didn't need a whole bunch mechanically, which was good. So we have new battery stay here. We have a new battery terminal cover here. This was a lot of issues for some reason, and I don't know why. It had an aftermarket serpentine belt on it, and it had been replaced, I believe, 3 times based on the Carfax history. Don't know if any of the other ones were OEM, but as soon as I ponied up and spent the money for an OEM serpentine belt, no more squeak, everything's ran perfect. Alternator works great, air conditioning's super cold. So thankfully, the engine was relatively simple and untouched. Nice thing is the car's really strong. Engine's great, so no issues there. Moving on, most of the mechanical work was actually done in the suspension. So the fronts, interestingly enough, this was supposed to be the more difficult side over here on the passenger side because it needed a new ball joint. What we ended up replacing was a new ball joint, lower control arm bushings, sway end links were Moog, and they were completely annihilated even though they were replaced in 2021 on here. So that was one of the upgrades that I did, replacing it with an OEM sway end link. Luckily the tie rod end on this side was great, so no issues. Move around to the driver's side. This one literally only needed control arm bushing, so this should have been super straightforward and easy, but it wasn't. For some reason, the axle seized into the knuckle and we were unable to get anything out. So this side has a new axle, has a new brake caliper, has new sway end links, has new tie rod end because this side was shot, in addition to the lower control arm bushings. And I can't tell you how much better the car drives with the bushings replaced. Like the steering wheel had a little bit of play in it as you were driving down the road. Now everything is super tight and it's a blast to drive. So mechanically, thankfully, things were pretty straightforward with the car. So at this point, let's go for a spirited drive and see how this 2006 Acura RSX Type S feels behind the wheel. In the next video, we'll do a drive, we'll do an owner's review, since I've had the car now for quite a few months, the things I like, the things I don't like, and if you should get one.